simply for your record and your documentation, okay? Next is a citation.
Well, it finally happened, guys. Got some tickets here. 3 years, almost 3 years before I'd even been pulled over the last time. And Saturday night in the Blazer. Wasn't doing 145 like I posted on Instagram, just as a heads up. That was a joke. I think some people thought I was being serious. We were doing 5 miles an hour. Yeah. So I did record this sort of second interaction when he came up to the window and actually issued me the citation. I didn't get when he first came up to the window because he came up really quick. And this is my first pullover since I've actually been doing YouTube, so I kind of forgot that I needed to be filming this. Took a picture right away, but forgot to film. Basically what happened is I was pulling from a stoplight in a town. I saw the cop go by going the other direction. I saw him hit the brakes real hard. And then he made a left-hand turn to, like, you know, come back around. I thought maybe he's coming for me, but I really can't think of what he's coming for other than we're in Pennsylvania. And in Pennsylvania, you're supposed to have an inspection. I've been real cocky about not getting my cars inspected and not getting a citation. So he came up to the window and said, also, your registration's out, which I completely forgot about. I didn't know that it was out. We did away with stickers, so I haven't never paid attention. So that was on me. And I guess the inspection was on me too. But here's the interaction of him coming up and actually issuing the citations.
No.
There's your information back.
All right.
And I'll go over this one first. This is for the registration. This is a written warning. There's no fines and no costs associated with this, nor is there any follow-up action. It's simply for your record and your documentation, okay? Next is a citation for the inspection violation. You do have a right to a hearing. Here are all your rights and obligations. You have 10 days to respond. If you don't respond within the 10 days, it could result in a license suspension or a warrant being issued. All right, so do you understand everything as I've explained it?
Yes, I do.
Hey, you're free to go. Just be careful pulling out here, okay?
All right, thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You as well.
So I shouldn't have said citations because I didn't get citations. I got a warning and a citation. I got a warning for the registration, which is very fair because that's the more expensive and way worse ticket. And that was completely my fault. I never looked at it again after I bought the Blazer, and it was like running out right when I transferred the tag onto it. So it makes complete sense that it was out. I just forgot. And the inspection I 100% knew about. So that one's I deserve that. So he did give me the ticket for the inspection. It's going to be between $130 and $145, somewhere in there, which isn't too bad considering I haven't gotten any vehicles inspected in a long time. And you know, so I'm still coming out ahead, like not inspecting versus inspecting. But that's a stupid way to do stuff. Go get your vehicles inspected. Make sure they're safe to be driven on the road. No complaints with the cop either. He was super cool. Then I don't think he really wanted to give me any tickets, but since there was multiple violations, he kind of had to. So with that being said, not that big of a deal, not a lot of drama. Let's get into the video and get this interior back in this truck. And just like that, we teleported over here to the garage this morning. And we're going to keep cracking on this interior. Interiors suck. That's the truth. Not fun to do the work on them. But we'll get there. Currently deciding, before I put this dash in, if I want to run and grab all these actuators for everything in the, you know, control box here, because they do go bad. I think everything was working ahead of time. But I don't know. First thing, I'm going to put the carpet in. That's what I'm going to do next. So our new carpet already has got little fuzz and stuff all over it. Yes, we went with black if you didn't watch the last episode. Well, we didn't really go with black. Black showed up. And I actually think that the black is going to look really good for a little extra contrast. This has no holes or anything cut in it, so you got to actually cut in for all of the, you know, power seat and all that stuff. So what I'm going to do, I think, is lay this outside and then lay the old carpet on top of it. It'll give me a couple, you know, like a template to cut through this guy and get all the cuts we need for all the wiring. Wow. So here's what we got going on then. This is not really cut to fit. I mean, look how much wider it is on each side. Now I know, like, this has the tunnel in it, and it doesn't really have the tunnel it kind of form fits for it, but not just up here at the front. The rest of it's really not there. So I'm going to cut out the edges later. I measured it basically up to here from the back, so we have a little extra on the front, but that might not matter. That might still tuck under everything up front. So I'm going to cut out all the seat holes here, and then hopefully it'll fit in. And we'll cut off the sides at the end. I'm getting sunburned. I'm gonna rub myself in aloe vera after today. What are we doing? Huh? Alright, well, for better or worse, we got this thing cut out. I don't know how good I did. Oh, I think I forgot one, actually. I just saw it. Forgot that guy right there. Alright, I'll cut that out, but then we're gonna throw this in the truck. I think we got this guy actually pretty close. I got all my like seat holes. Obviously got to do a little bit of trimming just around some of the foam and different stuff, but like back to here, almost perfect. And then I'll have to go through and trim these guys all to like right at this point right here to tuck under that edge so that the plastic will cover it. And I did think of one thing that we kind of messed up on, but I think it's going to be okay. You can leave me your thoughts down below, but we did not get the piece of carpet for here in black, but it'll match the back of the seat. Like it's the original gray color. So when the seats flip down, this will match. You'll never see it other than when the seats flip down and it's going to match. So I don't think that matters that much, but not something that we actually thought about. So it's kind of our fault on that, but I think it'll be fine. So the rest of it's fitting in pretty nice. Got a ton to cut up front. Had to cut out a bunch under the AC control box there. And I actually got like the vents are tucked in underneath this and everything. Just a lot of cutting. It takes a while to get everything cut and, hopefully in the right spot. So I'm sure I messed up a few places like this one here where the brace for the dash comes down was a son of a gun and it's not supposed to be cut here, but I did. And, yeah, and then I got to figure out all the like holes that I forgot to cut, which actually I'm seeing some right now, which is for the center console. There's studs sticking up in here that I definitely didn't cut. Yeah, they're right underneath. It's right there. So got to cut those out yet, but we're making some good headway on it. I actually took the time right now to cut out all these spots. I'm sure it's not perfect, but both the edges. I do need to do probably a little bit more on this driver's side, but I'm gonna wait till we get the dash in so I know a little bit better. I don't want to cut too much away. We're gonna throw in the rear seat. I'll do the back stuff later, I decided, and then we're gonna work on the dash, which is gonna be the job. It smells like new carpet in here.
Probably go back out.
Yep. Oh.
There we go.
Yeah, my foot got caught.
You need to go your way, it looks like.
Yep.
A decent amount. We need to live the whole way.
I know, I see. Just back up so you can see here.
Oh, okay. That's actually a lot better.
Catch it, okay. It's that middle one. Needs to come
Probably slide forward a little bit. Yep, there it is.
There it is. That's exciting. All right, so the goal right now is to do the dash. This is cracked. We're probably going to repair it. If not, we'll put the one on from the other truck. Not a big deal for right now. Our goal today is to get this truck fired up. So we want to get all this electronic stuff done. Right now, we're going to move this over here. Lance is opening that door. We're going to move the cab out of here just to give us more space to work. So we got this guy. We were just tightening up this bracket back here because we kind of bent that on the way out. There's one bolt we missed. But put that in ahead of time now, so shouldn't have any issues there. I'm going to try to feed all the wiring, I guess, through the firewall first. Well, first we're going to put it in the truck. That's step number one. Step two is trying to feed everything through the firewall. All right, so we got the dash all in here. Now it's just time to figure out exactly how all the wires are running here and make sure we're not missing anything. I'm sure we're gonna gonna have some problems, but yeah, we'll get there. While I am in here doing all of this different wiring stuff, which, yeah, it's pretty extensive, and like all this rat's nest of aftermarket stuff, Lance is gonna be out here hooking up the fuse box, everything, to get us good to go out here so that we can actually start this thing when we want to. I'm going to do the thing that everybody's asked about since the beginning. The Regency gauge cluster, which has been the most identifiable piece to everyone in the comments since we bought the truck, that like we were going to keep this. And we are going to keep it. It's not cracked. It's in good shape, all that stuff. I'm going to pop it in here. But yes, we're keeping the gauge cluster. No, I'm not selling it unless you offer me over, what? What do you think? 500 bucks?
Oh, yeah, I'd say 500 or 600 bucks.
You want this gauge cluster, 600 bucks. Otherwise, we're keeping it in the truck. I was thinking maybe we should just get a gauge cluster that had less warning lights on it. That's how that works, right? There she is. And this gauge cluster does look good. I'm not gonna deny that. I just didn't realize they were as special as what they are, I guess. So one of the things that we're gonna wait on, we're not gonna put like all the kick panels and dash pad on today, because we need to get dash paint. It's kind of scratched up, so we don't want to put it on and have it looking already worn. But we do want to hook up all of our wiring, and that includes our wiring for EFI Live. So I'm just going to place this guy back in. It's not really in place, but it'll allow us to start it up and make sure that we got everything connected right. And then Lance got all of the wiring done. Just tightened down a few connections here for the wiring harness, and did all the brake stuff as well. Got our line run for EFI Live. Transmission module, I guess we got to pop in yet. And I'm going to start plugging away here at some of this stuff. Like, obviously, we got to do the heater core, AC, and all of our piping. All of our piping I actually already got out. We had it wrapped up so it didn't get all scratched up, but I just put it inside the truck here. Looking beautiful. I cannot. This is going to look so good, guys. I can't wait. We were debating about it, but I think we'll put this guy in here. This is our one that we definitely should have gotten a new one.
You should have washed your hands first.
Well, no, it's all dusty. That's what's causing it. Let's say that anyways. Huh?
This one might be a little harder to get on. I should have maybe done the other one first, but we'll see. Get my... There it goes.
Yeah, not too bad at all, actually. Considering.
I have to expand that out a little bit, but that's where she lays.
All right, start now to
Okay.
grab in.
Okay. Yeah, that's getting more like it should be.
Just gonna do a few more because it still wants to slide down.
Right.
There she goes down there. Connects to the gold Y bridge.
Yeah, I saw some gold pieces. This is like really, like boot wise, this is like super flexible and flimsy. I don't know if it's supposed to be a hard one, but it does not have much strength to it. I'm a little confused actually. I took that bolt out of that hole right there, but I don't see any world in which I could ever get that.
Seems like it should go to this.
Like down here.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what it seems like.
Okay. This is definitely more natural here.
Yeah, do it. All right, so we got all of our piping in, and we're going to clean it up here, but first things first, we think we can start this now. So we're going to hook up the batteries, see what we can do. We had a ground wire off up here, but we have lights inside, so at least something's going to happen. Probably not going to start. We probably forgot something. Truly, like I'm making a joke, but not really. I think we forgot something somewhere. All right, we're still not hearing the lift pump. Can't quite figure out why, but we're going to just see if it'll at least crank.
Is it in park?
All right, so it'll crank.
Now there, hold on now.
That's the lift pump.
There you go. With the switch on is the trick.
Okay.
So, is that the pump? Okay.
All right, so we missed hooking this up. Moment of truth. Think we got the lift pump hooked up now. It should run. All right, I hear it. Not enough. All right, hold on. Let's get a jump pack here. I think, finally, maybe. Oh! We made it run!
Yeah!
Woo!
All right!
Let's go for a drive.
Let's go!
Very cool.
Hit it again.
She's running.
See it again?
Yeah.
That's cool. We actually got this thing to run without too much work. As far as I thought we were going to have a ton of ground wires problems. I mean, we did have the lift pump and I found the one ground wire that we had missed. But otherwise, she started up. She's good to go. Radio, all the dash lights, everything like that. The radio is still on because there's no door sensors. So it still thinks that we're inside the cab. But that'll shut off after 10 minutes. And yeah, man, it's working. Bit of an oversight that we don't have the paint for all this dash stuff. We thought it was going to be here by now, but it just isn't. So there's no reason we can't put in the the center console or any of that stuff, because if the paint doesn't match 100% for all the kick panels and stuff, we want to make sure before we put it all together. So work on that in the coming days. Not as pressing of an issue now that we could put a seat in and drive it. Next video, we're going to work on front diff, radiator support, and all of the front end fenders, stuff like that. So we're going to have it together here in no time. And with all that, guys, just want to say thanks for watching. Have a great holiday and have a great night.